Hello, my friends, and welcome to Cathy Chat. I love, love, love to be able to share the dynamic friends and my network with all of you. And I love, love, love to be able to share what they do, why they do it, who they serve, and how you can actually make those connections. Today, you get to meet the superpowered lady extraordinaire, the one, the only, Teresa Lisum. How are you, my friend?
I am great. Thank you so much, Kathy. It's an honor, a privilege to be here. So thank you.
1,000,000%. And I love Cathy Chat because I get to talk about them and not me. And that really does light me up. So I am very excited for all of my network to meet you and certainly to find out what makes Teresa tick. And so tell us the first thing that comes to mind when I say, what makes Teresa tick?
Oh, what makes Teresa tick? I just want other people, other women to just feel really good about themselves and really see their value and feel their own power.
How did you decide that this love of helping others find their gifting, if you will, their superpower, how did you find out that this was going to actually be a journey for you, that you're actually able to reach out to lots and lots of ladies? How'd you do that?
Well, of course, it started with my own journey because that seems to be how it always works, huh? We have our own journey that we go through, and we want to help other people pass through their journey a little bit faster and yeah, just accelerate the process for others. So I was a school teacher for a very long time. I was fine in that realm. I had my role. I was pretty good at that. And then once I left that behind, then I had to figure out a new identity for myself. But there was this self-doubt, which was always in the background, a struggle with my worthiness and who am I to talk to people in a group? Like I always struggled with finding my voice and stepping up and showing up in the world, I guess we can say. So that was always an internal struggle with me, very dismissive of myself and what I had to offer the world. So I was able to overcome that, or at least get to a point where I can comfortably do something like this. Because 10 years ago, I couldn't have done this, but I was able to tap into my strengths community, tap in and connect with my mentor, learned a process of really tapping into my superpowers, seeing my strengths from an outside perspective. And that just quickly helped me see my value and for me to understand, oh, yeah, I am pretty special, as we all are. And so, yeah, why can't I help other people, other women especially, see how awesome they are? Because I think we're taught as women, especially, to be more in the background, be that supportive role in the background and let everybody else have all the glory and all the, and we just kind of, yeah. So I think it's just something in our country, our society, at least, that's how that's how we grow up. And so I think it takes our own inner growth and our own inner awareness to overcome that and learn a new way of being, a new way of thinking about ourselves. That was kind
You
of a
mentioned,
long-winded
no,
answer.
it's a great answer because you said something that I don't think I knew about you. You were a teacher.
Hmm.
What did
Yeah.
you teach? I really don't think I knew that.
I started out as an art teacher on a cart, multiple buildings, and then I transitioned into a computer teacher. So I had my own computer lab and taught kids within that setting. So it was an interesting career for sure.
An interesting career. And when you left that, you realized that you were on your own journey and now you're able to help others. You see how that impacts so many people because a lot of times if people say, oh, I this, I that, and I something, and they've never lived through that particular part, how are you going to have any credibility? And it sounds like you've got a boatload because of your personal experiences, and now you're able to share it with other ladies.
And I think we all go through these phases where we need to reinvent ourselves or reclaim a previous identity. I retired from that career. What am I going to do with myself? I have a lot that I'd love to offer people. We still I still felt I wanted to do something impactful for others. And so then I started a different journey, but we're always reinventing ourselves, either on our own or with the help of others. And sometimes I think some of us get to a point where we're like, no, I passed that phase. I'm past that age. I can't do something different, so I kind of would love to help women overcome that. Age is irrelevant. You can reinvent and do something new at any point in your life just by making a different choice. But some of us aren't aware of that. So I kind of want to create a new paradigm around that.
When you meet your clients, I know that you network a lot and you go lots of different places. What is the shift, if you will? You meet somebody networking, you might have a one-on-one. How do they know they need you? How does that work?
That's a really good question. I guess if they're just not feeling their value, like they're not seeing their worth, they're not seeing their specialness, and they might lack some confidence. And that's how they would know they need me. I can help them see themselves. I like to say I shine a light on who they are, what they care about, and it's happens so organically and innately for them that they're showing up in the world in a certain way. They don't realize it's something special, and they can leverage those strengths, or those superpowers, as I like to call them, for other things.
I was just going to mention the superpowers because when you attend the posting parties with many of us every week, you have a dynamic logo about superpower and Teresa and the cape. How did that work? How did that start? What did you do to create your own company related to the superpower topic?
Because I just like to have something fun. So I just wanted a fun idea, like strengths. A lot of people don't understand the strengths concept, and that all comes from the Gallup Strengths Assessment. And there's a whole world of people who love knowing and understanding their strengths and embracing their strengths. So I just decided, that's more like our superpowers. Again, it was just something fun. And I work with one of my daughters. I have 3 daughters. Worked with one of them, and she helped me come up with a little character. It was just fun. It was just a big fun, experiment. So that's how that came about.
Well, I can't even tell you. And hopefully, when people go to your link tree, which is flashing on the banner at the bottom, when they go to your link tree, they'll be able to see that part of the superpower. Because, first of all, I think it's very impactful. But second of all, superpower, I could wear a cape. And I do think that you have made it duplicatable that other ladies would want to participate and actually gain the strength and the confidence that you have. I really seriously think you're on quite a mission.
I thank you for that. And we do have our own superpowers. We just don't see them. You don't see the forest because of the trees. Is that the is that the phrase?
Yes.
Because again, it's so easy for us. Like, it's easy for me to be very positive. That's one of my top strengths, positivity. And I can see things from that perspective. And that really came to light in 2020, when there was so much darkness and people were going down the rabbit hole. And I was able to maintain my positivity, and I could see so many wonderful things happening in the world. And so that's when I actually learned to leverage that and see it as a superpower. But I didn't really see it up until, that came into my awareness, because somebody else helped me see that that was a superpower of mine. And so I was able to use that to help other people, because not everybody has that strength. They don't have that superpower, which is another value of knowing your own strengths or your own superpowers. We realize that this is us, and there's nobody else on the planet like us. So if that being the case, then every other person on the planet is their own unique person, and nobody else has their superpowers. So that has given me a better way of understanding people and accepting people and not being so judgmental, because now I understand, like, oh yeah, you don't have positivity like I do. So that's why you think differently than me. So it's given me a lot of awareness around how people communicate and interact and show up in the world.
If you meet someone and you can kind of tell that there's a confidence challenge, do you offer a free consultation before they become a client, or how does that process
Oh,
work?
yeah, definitely. You want to make sure it's a fit that, you know, we complement each other. I know one of the strengths concept is our dominant domains. So this is how mine sounds. I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to connect with the right people and think, learn, and create. So I actually have two domains. So I like to connect with the right people. So I had to determine who are my right people because I'm a relationship builder. And I know all that because of my strengths understanding. So once I know that, I also learned that as a relationship builder and I need the right people to connect with, then yes, I would want to make sure you're the right person for me and I'm the right person for you. Um, and I was going somewhere and I lost my train of thought.
No, that's okay. The relationship builder sticks in my head. I was asking about the free consultation part. And
Mm-hmm.
then I also would like to know if you offer a group session, like several ladies get together and you offer a group session. How does that look?
That is a possibility. I have seen it done. That's how I learned in a group setting. People have to be willing to be vulnerable and have people get a sneak peek into their superpowers, which can be a vulnerability thing. So as long as they're open to that, then yes, we could do that. It is really good one-on-one, but in a small group setting would be better than, like 100 people. So yes, I'm open to free call, chat with me, make sure it's something that fits for you and your end goals, of course.
Now, I happen to stalk you on LinkedIn. I think you know that. And since I stalk you on LinkedIn, I happen to know that you started a very cool event called Giggle Gathering. You've got to tell all of our listeners about that.
That was something that came out of a networking group that I attended. And we were just talking about ideas and threw it out there. And so I felt like I needed to follow up on that because it was like an inspiration for me one night or in the morning or, how we get those inspirations in the weird moments in the shower or whatever.
I know.
And sometimes I just dismiss them as we all do. And so during this networking group, I kind of said it out loud. And so after a couple of weeks, I just thought like, I probably need to make this happen. So I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone and I threw it out there. And yeah, it's been going on for, I don't know, quite about 5 months, 6 months,
Yeah.
maybe. It's open to anybody, but I am a certified laughter yoga facilitator. So I did learn that years ago. So I've actually been trained. I'm a trained professional. So it's just an online version of that. Of course, it's a lot better, more energy in person, but hey, online's just as good. And laughing is so good for our mental health, our physical health, our energy, our energetic health. So it hits a lot of markers, I guess, and we feel so good afterward. And
Well,
I
first
believe it's
of
a
all,
ripple effect out into the world.
you're great at the laughter part because you're always, and seriously, Teresa, when you pop on to the posting party specifically, or any of the other networking groups I get to go to, literally it's like Teresa's here and it's an energy lift for real. And
Oh,
so I didn't know about the laughing yoga part. How did you become a certified laughter specialist in that department?
oh, that's a whole story too. I had read about laughter yoga in an article, in some magazine article, just a random article. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really fun. I would love to do that. Who doesn't want to laugh? And I love to laugh. And so I lived in Ohio at the time and I went to Florida for a week or two. And when I was down there, I saw a flyer coming out of a bathroom that said laughter yoga in the park. And so I'm like, I'm going to that. So I was able to go meet the facilitator. We became friends. And she said, like, I'm having a training in a couple of weeks. And I said, oh, I can't come because I live in Ohio, because I thought it was in Florida. And she goes, oh, I live in Ohio too. So it turned out she was a couple hours from me. So I was able to drive and take her training. And yeah, it just evolved from there. But again, it was a thing that was out of my comfort zone at that point in time. Yes, I
Now
could do it on my own, but
you have mentioned comfort zone a couple times. You are powerful, superpower to step out of your comfort zone. Are you able to help other ladies actually take that plunge as well?
oh yes, yeah. I always say if I can do it, anybody could do it. Because it's I'm a baby stepper. Like I will baby step my way into things. And I have to sit with it and process it and think about it. And then I'll just like, boom, then I'll just dive in and do it. But yes, I can certainly help anybody stretch out their comfort zone because I've been doing it like quite a while now.
I love that so much. Now, when is your course like a timed, 2 months, 6 months, 2 years? Is how are you able to actually schedule your clients? Is it once a week, once a month, and how long does that last? What does that look like?
For the superpower, the
Uh-huh.
strengths coaching,
Uh-huh.
the strengths coaching, you can actually see very quick results, meaning feeling better about yourself within 1 or 2 sessions.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
it's literally very, very fast. I've seen people cry when they've heard themselves talked about based on their strengths because they didn't realize that that was their uniqueness. But then if you really want to get into the nuances and the different levels, yeah, it could go. I mean, I have a 12-week program, but I'll work with anybody who wants to, have some flex time. But to really dig into it, a minimum of 2, and then probably, like I said, the 12 weeks is probably a good amount of time to really get into it and leverage it in different aspects of their lives.
Wow. Now, I find you all over social media, but do you have a favorite social media platform, or where do you hang out the most so most people can find you?
I Right now I hang out the most on LinkedIn. I've been
Okay.
there quite a while now. I
Okay.
have a pretty consistent presence there. And YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. I actually have a really cool series I call Evolving Women, where I get to talk to all kinds of women that I connect with, as you do, Cathy. And it's just, oh, I absolutely love it. And we just chat like this as well about topics that are important to them and just showing other women all these potentialities of other women doing things, stepping out of their comfort zone, or what their journey was to get to where they're at today. So it's just a great way of seeing what other women are doing out there. So yeah, people can definitely check that out. I'm a little bit on Facebook. I'm actually learning Pinterest too now, just at the beginning of that.
That's glorious right off the bat. The cool part is the threads of every single facet that you have mentioned today. The threads are celebration. And
Mm,
literally, you are celebrating, and the giggle gathering and the laughter yoga. Every single thing is a celebration and a step outside your comfort zone to find your superpower. Teresa, you're living it. You are seriously
mm,
living what you preach.
mm. Thank you. I appreciate that acknowledgement and that awareness. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I definitely appreciate all of you listening live with us now, or certainly on the replay. Being able to have our superpower specialist in the house, Teresa Lisum. I would love, love, love for you to connect with Teresa on different social media platforms. She's very easily findable. And then you can definitely connect. Let's do the email together. Teresa at teresalisum.us,
That
as
is
in
it.
Sam. Absolutely. And that way you can
Mhm.
actually meet with Teresa yourself. Before we say farewell today, my friend, what is something that you would like to share that we haven't actually discussed yet that you'd like our listeners to know?
Hmm. Whew. Let's see. We did cover a lot
Yeah. In a very short time. I
in a
think
very
we're right
short
at
time.
the
We do have choices. We can break patterns. We can break old habits. We can step out of our comfort zone. We can try something new, irregardless of our age. And if I can help people, women, do that a little bit faster, I would love to do that. If somebody had helped me, 30 years ago, I might be in a different place right now. So, yeah, there's people out there that will help accelerate your part of your journey at this point in time.
Wow. And it can definitely be Teresa to make that journey a little more special, a little more awesome, and definitely a little more celebratory. Teresa, I can't thank you enough for being on Cathy Chat today.
Oh, thank you so much. So it's been a privilege and an honor. Thank you.
Absolutely. My friends, please check in. We have Cathy Chats often through the rest of this year. It's 2024 right now if you are watching live. And we're super excited to let you meet superstars, superpower specialists, just like Teresa Lysum. Thank you for joining us on Cathy Chat, and we will see you next time. Bye for
Bye
now.
bye.